Mavs fans not happy about the trade sending Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis, Max Christie coming back in that trade. Most Mavs fans venting their frustration towards GM Nico Harrison, but now some are crossing the line in a major way. I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin. Make sure you guys subscribe right here to the channel. Turn on those notifications as well. Joined by Donnie Freeman. Donnie, Mavs, look, hey, I get why Mavs fans are upset. They feel like they have lost their generational star and he's been taken away from them. I understand Mavs fans being upset. That's warranted, but this is getting out of hand at this point.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything does happen, but the fact that we have to have this conversation in the first place, like you said, I understand that piece of it. There's a lot of different things we'll talk about. They'll probably never get a guy like Luka again. Realistically, the odds are extremely low. I personally think that's arguably one of the worst trades in NBA history, regardless of whatever side you're on. If you're the Lakers, of course, you're happy about it, but just the context of it, right? You don't trade a guy like Luka, and I understand why they're upset, but the fact we have to have the conversation is pretty crazy, and there's been a lot of reporting on it today already.
Yeah, here's Tim McMahon of ESPN talking about what's happening. This is pretty disturbing.
Howdy, Malika. Listen, this is a heartbroken fan base, and there have been some very unfortunate developments regarding that anger, that angst. And Nico Harrison has been subjected to death threats. There have been racial epithets included in some of those. Certainly security is going to be beefed up. There will be protests outside the arena, or at least those are planned. Security will absolutely be beefed up. Nico Harrison is not going to be in his normal seat in the stands. They just don't, there's no reason to subject him to that kind of a security risk. So that has been definitely an unfortunate part of this whole storyline. Obviously, the fans' anger, hey, they have every right to feel like they got a generational superstar ripped away from them, but clearly lines have been crossed.
So now they have to beef up security. There have been threats against Nico Harrison's life. How credible those are, I don't know, but this is something the Mavs, they have to take very seriously. And you know, it all comes back to this, like, it's sports. This is not life or death. Like, of course, this matters, and it matters to a lot of people, and a lot of people care a lot about sports, but you should never threaten a person's life over something that happened to your favorite sports team.
Yeah, I think that's just a little bit too far.
Yeah,
and by a little bit,
crazy.
I mean a lot. That's just, you just can't go there with it. And like he was saying there, they're absolutely heartbroken. They lost their guy. They feel like he's been ripped away from him. And there's elements where they may feel like it's foul play. Maybe there's conspiracies that are out there about where the team's going, all that stuff. There's maybe an inside job because the relationship he had with Rob Pelinka, or the NBA wants this or that. There's a lot of different reasons, but I don't think any of that equates to, hey, we are upset. Let's do something about Nico or ownership or anything like that. Absolutely not. I think that's obviously a way too far place to go. And I've seen this talked about online. Thankfully, they're not taking it out so much on the players or anything like that. But regardless, the fact that he is public enemy number one, we talked about that in videos previously, where we were kind of just riffing on that, and you know, they were protesting or they're going to be protesting whenever Luka plays his first game, I believe, like at the arena.
That's the plan.
Yeah, but they also were like, as soon as that went down, they were just putting stuff on the grounds at the stadium. You saw the video, they had the coffin. They have been really upset about this, and that is absolutely understandable, justifiable to be upset, but just death threats, it's basketball. That's different.
It's gone to crazy levels. And of course, look, Mavs fans, look, protest all you want, make your voices heard. So from what we've seen and we've talked about here on this channel, there's a planned protest for tomorrow, by the way, for February 8th. That's their first home game since the trade. A planned protest there. There's a chant that's been distributed inside the arena that among fans that are going to the game that are supposed to chant certain things, and I believe they involve firing Nico Harrison.
Yeah, all that's fine as long as it's not death threat chants or
exactly. Make your voices heard, no question. And I've seen a number of fans too who have organized and tried to hurt the Mavs financially by saying we are going to cancel our season tickets. We're not going to attend events. I've seen others canceling their streaming services that carried the Mavs package. And look, if that's the way you want to make your voice heard, that's another thing. That's fine. And the Mavs responded to that by issuing a refund or offering a refund for fans who want to cancel their season tickets. So good on the Mavs for offering that as well. But that's the way you need to make your voice heard and the way you need to voice your displeasure. It should never get to the point where you are threatening someone. That said, if I was Nico Harrison, I wouldn't be comfortable in the arena either. And if I'm the Mavs, I wouldn't be comfortable with him there either, just on the off chance that something happens. That's a security nightmare, but it's unfortunate that this is where, all of this has gotten to.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely worst case scenario there. And I'd like to think that obviously nothing will happen here. This is just the shock of it all still impacting fans and all that stuff. I don't think anything will happen. But like I said, the fact we even have to talk about it is kind of crazy. I don't think it's that deep personally. But I think that they're doing the right thing. They may have to just kind of maybe not have him there. He's going to have security. And the tricky thing with that is that he's going to have security just constantly throughout the city. I think if they're talking about this, who knows if he goes to like a gas station or anything.
He's got to lay low.
He's got to chill. He's got to chill. And that's absolutely no way to live. Of course, that's really unfortunate. But is there anything where they're like, also talking about ownership as well? I'd assume that they're also mixed in that a little bit.
Yeah, but most of
taking the team elsewhere.
Yeah, I've seen that conspiracy theory that they're major leaguing this thing and trying to take the team to Las Vegas. I don't necessarily buy that, but it seems like most of the venom is really directed at Nico Harrison for being the one to execute the deal. And Mavs fans are upset, not just that he executed the deal, but also that he didn't open up to the rest of the league, that he only negotiated one-on-one with the Lakers. The one thing that I will say is a positive from all this. I've seen a number of Mavs fans just from searching around online and looking to see what's the conversation really like. While there's a lot of frustration, fortunately, I also see a lot of Mavs fans saying, do not take this out on Anthony Davis. Do not take this out on Max Christie, any of the players. This is not their fault. They didn't ask for this. They didn't do this. They were kept in the dark too. This is not on them. And this is here. Anthony Davis had this to say today about the Mavs, said, I know who Luka was to this franchise and this city. I'm never going to downplay that. I'm not surprised by the fan reaction and the city reaction. It's my job to come in and play basketball and do what I'm supposed to do. That's a difficult position for the players that are arriving, Anthony Davis, Max Christie, to be in, where that the fans really wanted the guy that got traded away to get you. And so now you've got that added pressure. But fortunately, I have seen a lot of Mavs fans saying, hey, don't take this out on the players. This isn't on them.
Yeah, I think it's just going to take time. Their arrival will always be tainted with this trade. Yeah. But I've seen a lot of fans also starting to really enjoy Max Christie because he's been out there playing, and he's been really good for them over the last couple of games and made some big shots, made some big plays, and they're really enjoying him so far. And I think when Davis gets out there, they'll enjoy him as well. It's not going to be the same. It won't ever be the same. Luka is Luka. Luka's gravity, brand, all that stuff, the way that the city loves him. He was their guy. They took him away from them and didn't really, it just kind of happened. Like he was just one day there and the next day he's traded because they were so secretive about it. And there was no buildup. It's just, he's gone. Right. So it's going to take some time for them to adjust and deal with that. And I've seen a lot of fans, like you said, kind of move on from the team. There are a lot of them that have transplanted to being Laker fans because they're Luka fans, but they want to watch the Lakers play now. And that's perfectly fine. Handle it however you see fit, however you personally think you need to. But just let's try to keep things a little bit separate in terms of basketball and somebody's life. I think that's the line.
That's a great way to
also nothing else in between. Like, I don't think you should find him, assault him, or anything else either. Nothing else in between.
Just
nothing at all. Nothing.
Just
talk to him. Just do your chants, protest.
Be mad at him, protest all that, but
scream
let's
at him
not
if
take
you
things
need
to a crazy level.
But let's not get anything else.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Check out our earlier video from today on Ben Simmons on the buyout market. Where is he headed? Go check that out right now.